Mental Health Policies for Children by Andrea Hayden. In America, mental illness is often very stigmatized and often overlooked. According to the CDC, just under 30% of children, which is just about 17 million kids between the ages of 2 and 17, have a diagnosed issue. The three main things that children are diagnosed with are anxiety, depression, or ADHD. A child's development at a young age is extremely critical for them, but some kids won't speak up about how they feel, or sometimes they don't understand what is happening. So realistically, that number is much higher, and those kids are probably the ones who suffer the most. Right now, the policies that we have in place are just mainly focused toward trying to lower healthcare, getting proper treatment, and recovery. However, there is not much in place for prevention or helping with all the early onset illnesses in children. If we can find a way to help children early on from either getting mentally ill or learning how to cope and handle it, our country and its population would be much better off. Before we can fix the problem, America must learn to accept that these issues affect lots of people and learn how to recognize them. The Mental Health of America has released many articles pertaining to children's mental health policy issues. One specific article states that early identification, diagnosis, and treatment can help children reach their full potential. A major issue with that is the screening that is most often used is done for kids 11 and older, but many mental health issues can develop sooner than that. We also need to help with prevention because while some illnesses can be genetic, there are some that are preventable. Preventative intervention and promotion in mental health must entail effective collaboration at national, state, and local levels between health, welfare, and education sectors. Although this was said in an Australian article, it also should apply to the United States. If we could make that happen, then we would be able to help many kids. Bible verses about mental health. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 14. And we urge you, brothers and sisters, warn those who are idle and disruptive, encourage the disheartened, help the weak, be patient with everyone. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 7 through 10. Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming seated, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made in perfect weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sakes, I delight in weakness, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. In the Bible, we can see that mental health is something God did not look down upon. In the first verse, God is telling us that we should not belittle the people struggling, but instead help them. The second verse from Corinthians is a metaphor. This verse is saying that just because someone with mental illness is usually thought of to be weak, spiritually, they are not. God is with them, just as he is with us. God acknowledges and supports mental health issues and doesn't see people with mental health issues as any less, and neither should we. Knowing that God supports people who are suffering with their mental health and loves all of his children anyway, we should be making sure that everyone has equal opportunities to thrive and flourish. If we just had more policies to help people that God loves just as much as the next person, then maybe they would be able to live high-functioning lives. The children in our society should be taken care of and looked after. The CDC says that only about 20% of children with mental, emotional, or behavioral disorders receive care from a specialized mental health care provider. They deserve at least the chance to live a good life. Getting children better health care and helping solve these mental health policies issues would also be an act of God in doing as he says. Listed on this page are the 4 different references that I've used. Thank you all for listening and have a good day.